I mean, explain that to people, Luke.
I mean, that was Anthony and Matt. I was actually looking for Carl Rove all the way on the 6th floor. I was on the 6th floor because he went up. I kept trying to look for him. I kind of evaded all the security guards. Matt and Anthony got grabbed by security guards. They got evacuated out the building. And as they were being evacuated out the building, they see Carl Rove in the lobby. And they confront Carl Rove in the lobby and then in the garage, a little area there. And then afterwards, they tell him, turn off your camera. You can't film me, even though it's a public street. And thank God Anthony did not turn off the cameras, and they had no real grievance against them, and they let them go. It's a form of intimidation. It's a scare tactic. They're trying to get us scared. They're trying to get us intimidated. But whatever you do, don't ever turn off your camera in a public street. They will try to set you up. And the power that this little video camera has is incredible because it shows everything. It exposes criminals. And that's why we have to use our technology, the YouTubes, the video cameras out there for our benefit. And it's a beautiful tool, and I hope more people use it, because the more we use it, the more we are able to show the world what's really happening. And the only thing we have to lose is the chains around our hands and knees, because there's nothing to lose. There's only freedom to gain. There's only things that we could better ourselves with.
Absolutely. Luke, you're also working on a new film, and we'll certainly have you on to promote that. And just as things develop, we're going to be here supporting you. Folks, go to wearechange.org or find out chapters around the world. How many chapters now, Luke?
We have about 74 chapters all around the world and all throughout the United States of America doing what we're doing in New York City, confronting politicians everywhere they go, in their cities, in their towns, everywhere. And it's just incredible. And I want to thank those chapters so much for doing the great work that they're doing, from L.A. to Ireland to Puerto Rico to Canada. I mean, it's just amazing knowing that there's people out there doing the work that they're doing. Even in Australia, they started a We Are Change chapter, and it's just incredible seeing this movement grow. This movement is not dead like a lot of people say. It's not. It has more life than ever, and this is our biggest opportunity to do the best work that we can. And right now we have the best chances. Let's get out there. Look.
I mean, even responding, all the enemy operatives get up and say 9/11 truth's dead. I've been saying that for 7 years. And it just gets bigger and bigger, more confrontations, more issues. Just anybody that says that, they're an operative right away. Luke, great having you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, how many people did we have at Ground Zero this year? We had more people this year at Ground Zero than we did in 07, than we did in 06, the first year. And this movement is growing. And the people who say it's dead, it's basically a psyop trying to depress us, trying to make people not involved. This movement is more alive than ever.
Look, we're going to defeat the New World Order because they're going to keep committing more and more crimes, and no amount of propaganda is going to fix it. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the New World Order's horses and all the New World Order's men couldn't put their scumbag, big, fat New World Order pedophile back together again. And, it's over for him. Luke, good talking to you, my friend.
Thanks for having me on, man.
You bet. Take care. I want to talk to what a great guy, Luke Rudkowski. I want to talk to Joe and Dan and a few other callers that have been patiently holding before we end this show. But I've really dropped the ball, in a way, on these shows the last few days, just taking calls and ranting and raving. But it's been very important, very informative radio. But there's all these articles in the Boston Globe and Fox News and Europe and the Telegraph. Obama urged to create new world order. Obama urged to create new economic world order. Obama urged to shape new economic order run by the banks. I mean, this is unbelievable. European Union, Barack Obama will bring new era of international cooperation. That means selling the U.S. out to the foreign banks. Stocks plunge anew as recession fears resurface. I meant to check where the stocks are before we end this transmission, because that is very, very important. I'll check that during the break and tell everybody. Also, holiday outlook gloomier after weak October sales. Will Democrats tinker with mutual funds, 401k plans? That's out of CNBC. And it openly says that they're looking at taking your money and making you invest it in the stock market. Yeah, they're just going to rape everything. There's no end to it. But you got a cowardly population. That's what's going to happen. It goes on from here. I mentioned Obama's first appointment as son of a Zionist terrorist who freaks out with steak knives. Tax hikes, budget cuts in works for New York City. Bloomberg says proposed property tax rebate is off the table. And he says they're going to increase property taxes by 15%. And they're going to fire 1,000 cops. man, it's just on and on and on. So it's going to happen everywhere, too, because tax hikes, because all the money basically is now just for debt. It's all about the raping. We'll have nothing like a third world country. Just everything we have goes right to the bankers. If you don't like it, the SWAT team will drop by. Okay. Again, Obama draft star-studded short list for cabinet. This is out of NBC New York, NBCNewYork.com. I meant to get into this today. I mean, the people he is tapping. I mean, you talk about Schwarzenegger as the energy czar running around taking over all of the plants. He was involved with Enron stealing all that money. And then he got into office in the name of fighting it. It's so sick. And no, I'm not for Gray Davis, you buffoons. Oh, man. I'm in a really nasty mood. I'm sorry. Some of the other news. Troops hope Obama brings them home as commander-in-chief. No troops, you're not going to be brought home, but they'll have newscasts showing a few troops that are brought home, and they're going to depoliticize it. You're basically never coming home. Roll your sleeve up. They have a special vaccine for you, by the way. Be sure and take it because the government loves you. Everything's fine. BBC shunned me for denying climate change. One of their top presenters, David Bellamy, for decades, was told, well, you're not going to say global warming's real. You're not going to say that plants, that carbon dioxide is toxic waste. You're basically fired. All part of the freedom. Guardians of the Unborn. The Dutch Parliament is considering whether protecting unborn children should supersede the rights of parents to procreate. And they say they're protecting the rights of the children by not letting them have children. And that they're going to put people on drugs that basically sterilize them. But then the spin is, oh, we're going to give you super rights. Your genetics are bad. You have a predisposition. You can't have children. And see, now it's the eugenics. All part of the freedom. Government black boxes will collect every email, London Independent, and the government admits every email, every phone call goes through their NSA system. We already have it here. They're just announcing it to their slaves there and letting you know everything you do is read. Because it's freedom. Because we're a criminal government. And it's not just the Parliament. The Parliament is spied on and has no rights and runs nothing. That's admitted. They have agents that spy on, from the executive, which is controlled by the Queen. But then the Queen owns a bunch of TV companies that put out shows making fun of her to make it look like she's weak and pathetic. Did you know that? They own most of the big tabloids that and the video companies that only get the access to them. And then they make themselves look buffoonish to fool the idiot public. Very sophisticated, very sophisticated. Putin may return to Kremlin in 09 report. More corruption over there. Plea for more research cash as 2 billion bees die from rampant disease. London Telegraph. They know what's killing the bees. They know. It's the aluminum dioxide they're spraying out of the aircraft for the now admitted terraforming of the planet, and several genetically engineered species of corn that grow pesticide in the corn so bugs won't eat it. The pesticide is expressed in the corn while it's pollinating, and so it's killing all the bees. Government can care less. They love it.